This weekend was crazy. I've never participated in a regional race, or really any serious race for that, because I'm really only a year into karting. But this TSRS race this weekend really opened my eyes to a lot of things within the world of karting. I did not manage to record any of the other heat sessions or even qualifying for that, but I'll just give you a rundown because what you're about to watch now is the main event that was held on Sunday. For qualifying, I managed to qualify sixth out of a field of, I think, 30 or 29. So I qualified sixth. I felt really good about that. I felt like my kart was really set up. It was set up really good. The one mistake that I did not make from the past weekend before this, once I got that qualifying time of sixth pretty high, I didn't make any changes to my kart. I didn't make any changes. I just left it the way it was and left it there. So the heat race that was held on Saturday after the qualifying, I started sixth, but on the first turn I got pushed off on turn one. So I fell all the way to the back. I managed to make my way back all the way up to, I think it was 10th or 11th. So I was really moving that day. I can tell you this much now, that if I was not pushed off, who knows where I would be on the grid. So we had a Heat 2 race on Sunday, but there was an accident, and let's just say I don't feel like they used the flags correctly. They threw double yellows, and they didn't really go over what double yellows were supposed to mean this weekend, and no one stopped. We were slowing down, but no one fully stopped. They didn't throw a red flag, and they started yelling at us, and they just canceled our race. So basically, I don't know how they came up with the starting order, but for this race right here, I wound up starting 10th. Some people start in the back, some people start in the front. A lot of people were very pissed off about it. But as you can see, I'm starting 10th right now, and I am lining up behind the 628 kart. I'm not sure who he was, but he was pretty quick. So after being pushed off in Heat 1 and Heat 2 in the same turn, I decided to take turn 1 a little differently, or a little bit more aggressive off the start. So I decided to go ahead and pinch in towards the middle. I do get a little bumping, but I back off a little bit, and I wanted to duck down right there, but she got pushed off. She got pushed wide, so I kind of duck in. So I did make turn 1, so I'm safe. But I'm not going to be too aggressive, because one thing you got to understand is that this was a long race. This was 30 laps. So I dodged that chaos, so I know I've moved up quite a few. So at this point, it's all really about driving consistently, which I'm not going to lie to you, I don't feel like I did this day. But that's one of the humbling experience and enlightened thoughts that came to through my mind that I need to work on. But it's all about driving consistent and catching drafts and not battling too much, but making your way up to the field and just running your race. So I'll let you go ahead and watch some of the race. I'll jump in when I need to jump in, but you enjoy. Mackenzie, who is driving really well this race, really the whole weekend, she makes a move on the 628 Kart. At this point, I was already following her and behind her draft, so I was trying to get close enough so I can make a move on him as well. So I follow him after turn 3. Normally, on a club race, I would have made that move through the chicane. I know that was a little dangerous to some folks, but I would have made that move. I feel like I had way more momentum, and I could have took that. So coming out of turn 9, we're going down the main straight. The 608 Kart in front of me, I feel like he's losing a little momentum. So I'm going to build my momentum, catch his draft, and try to set him up for overtake. At this point, I am thinking about overtaking him through turn 3 or the chicane. After I make that move through turn 3, nothing really happens, or nothing of substance really happens. I'm on my own for about 4 laps. At this point, this is when my lack of endurance starts to set in, and I start to make way more mistakes than I normally do. So approaching turn 7, Ross Smith, he gets the run on me down the inside and makes his move and gets the overtake done. At this point, like I said, this is when I started making mistakes. I wasn't thinking too clearly, and I wasn't using my brain. Instead of trying to battle Ross into turn 1, I really just should have rode his coattail. Number one, he had a better pace than me. I should have rode his coattail to the front, and we could have got, more closer to the pack up in front of us. So instead of that, I make my moves, and I overturn. I really start to overdrive the car. I almost lose it out of turn 3. Out of chicane. I know he's on my bumper, so I know he's going to make a move either here or somewhere in the near future, because like I said, he has a better pace than me, and I should have succeeded to that. Because not even that, I think it's Colton or Colin Underhill, they catch up and they're going to make a move on me, because like I said, I started making mistakes, and he had a better pace than me as well. So he gets the move on me. So now I just lost 2 positions just from fighting. At this point in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I need to start working together with these guys because I know them. had the pace. I don't want to make any excuses, but I do know that there's a lot of things at this point that I am seeing wrong in my driving. One is mental endurance, physical endurance, and decision making. My discernment on track needs to be better. It's clear at this point. At this race, I am really analyzing myself. Like in my helmet right now, I am analyzing myself very, very hard. I'm not being really hard on myself. I'm actually being humbled right now on the track as we speak, because I feel like I was getting past way too much. Too many moves were being made on me, and I was overdriving the cart extremely too much. I wasn't letting the race come to me, and I wasn't letting the cart flow. I felt like the cart was set up really good. I feel like my motor was right. My gearing could have been a little bit better. I probably could have went down maybe 2T or maybe even 1, but I didn't want to make too many changes. I felt like I was okay in that department. But like I said, this race really humbled me. Like I said, it made me understand what I needed to change about myself as far as going forward in this karting world, what I need to do to get better. So, entering turn 7, I am aware that there is a cart behind me. What I wasn't aware of is that there were 2 carts behind me. So, I do get overtaken by 2 carts. The 610 cart, he kind of pushes me wide. I talked to him after the race. I kind of knew that wasn't intentional. I was thinking that during the race, so I didn't take that too personally. That was just racing. He really didn't have no choice. He came in there hot, so he was going to experience some understeer, so that was normal. I should have kind of been aware of that. I put that on myself. So, I get overtaken by him. And yeah, they're off. They're off in the distance. At this point, I am by myself. I don't think I see any action for a very long time. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and speed it up to the very end of the race because I was pretty much on my own for a very, very long time, and I'm sure you do not want to see that. So I will be going over the top takeaways that I took from this race, that it being my very first regional race. But I'm not going to lie, my expectations for myself were very high. Number one, my mental clarity needs to be on Goku. It needs to be on Super Saiyan mode. I'm a very, very high advocate of meditation. I need to meditate way more before races and the weeks leading up to it. My mind was all over the place. and I allowed myself to get flustered through the race. And to me, that's very unacceptable. But hey, it is what it is. You learn every day, and it's a positive. Number two, my endurance needs to go up 10 notches. I need to be running more. I do work out a lot, but I need to be doing way more cardio. I'm not gonna lie, I did have a rough weekend. I'm not gonna go over why I was rough, but I did have a rough weekend. But hey, there's really no excuses because, if I got a top spot, I wouldn't be using them excuses, right? So it wouldn't matter. Number three, I need to develop better discernment out there on the track. It's okay to make moves when you need to make moves. It's okay to fight when you need to fight. It's okay to ride somebody's draft when you want to ride somebody's draft. But I need to develop the ability to know when those particular decisions need to be made. And this race showed me that over a long period race, a 30 lap race, I lack that ability. But that's something that I will be practicing through the coming weeks. Number four, I need to get a better rear protector. Listen, I don't want to bad. I'll just go ahead and say it. Do not buy the K1 rear protector. Um, it's been doing good for me, I guess, for a year. But when I first started karting, it was very, very hot, and we're getting back to that point to where it's very, very hot, and the track is gripped up. So your ribs are really going to be taking a beating. Um, I will be investing in a more expensive, more durable rear protector to save my ribs because at the end of this race, my ribs were gone. Even right now, as I'm recording this, let me tell you, my ribs they're hurting. And right now, it's like Wednesday, like 3 days after the race. My ribs are like bad. It's tough to breathe. It's tough to walk. Yeah, I'll be investing in a more expensive rib protector. And last but not least, I need to become more prepared on race days. Um, I woke up late on Saturday, so I was kind of rushing through, to the track. Um, and I really wasn't too aware of what TSRS required of you on the track. Like, I signed up for it and I assumed I was all straight, but I really wasn't. That'll never happen to me again. I will pay attention to what is needed of me. I will go on the website and look at all the specifications that they require, and I will go from there and be way more prepared because I don't like rushing on race days. I don't, not at all. And I did it, and I feel like it messed with my mental. I feel like on the race day, everything should be set up, and you should only be focusing on how you're gonna drive the kart, and that's it. Instead, I was running around changing tires, doing all that dumb stuff that I don't do, and that's a rookie move. But that type of stuff will never happen to me again. But with that being said, I do appreciate you guys checking out my first regional race. I hope you learned a lot from this race because I'm not gonna lie, I did. And as you can see, I do have a lot to improve on, but I can guarantee you the next race that you see me in or that you see posted on this channel, you will see the changes that I say that I need to make. If you feel like there's anything that I need to improve on, make sure you put that in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure to share this. Like I said, man, I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers soon, so let's go ahead and make that happen. I appreciate you visiting my channel. Like I said, don't forget to share this, like and subscribe. Let's get this out here. Yeah, God bless. See you later.